You're doing me consist of me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
You're doing me consist of me.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Don't act like you don't. Don't act
push
like
me
you
out.
don't. Then you'll talk about, I don't need you.
We don't give men a chance to open up.
Yeah.
We don't accept man in their low moments because, oh, that's not a man. Or oh, you're not supposed to be sad, or you're not supposed to talk about your feelings. But
hey, I'm finna go. All right, bet. I'm finna go to work. You ain't gotta worry about it. I'm finna go to work. And then that just turns into the norm of the and then it don't get you nowhere.
And Jessica, I really like you for my son, but he has some trauma and triggers that you just have to work past. Like y'all both have to work past, and he gonna have to work past. And you gonna have to help him to work past.
now I have to dissect that and learn how to love him and love that little boy, because at the end of the day, he's not Superman when he comes home.
Yeah.
He's the man
I'm
behind
broken
the
down
thing.
by the time I get
So it's
You know what I'm saying? This is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. I walked in the house 2 months ago.
What's up? It's your boy RJ, and you're now tuned into the check-in.
Yo, what's up? This is the check-in. This is the dating edition. You know, we got a married couple here. I've been rocking with them for a long time, about what, 5 years now?
Yes, sir.
Y'all family to me. First fruits. This is the next level of what we were doing. We did Safe Space Network. Y'all were the first people to come on.
Thank you, sir.
Now we're doing the check-in. Y'all the first people to come on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So this is amazing. We're in a space where we believe that transparent conversation is very important. We believe transparent conversation is the thing that'll save relationship. And without it, you know what I mean? This is the thing. It ain't even about agreeing to disagree. It's about saying something to be heard,
Yes, sir.
and then listening to hear what someone else is saying. You know what I mean? So we're trying to reshape the vernacular of what communication looks like in relationship. But I'm thankful for y'all.
Yes, sir.
Moving made easy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I got my lady here, Jessica. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
sir.
Listen, it's happening. It's
Yeah.
about to happen, and I'm about to walk into prosperity and to greatness, because the Bible is clear that he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What does he get? He gets favor, right?
Yes, sir.
But what is favor? We're not talking about riches and land. We're talking about wisdom.
Yes,
We're talking
sir.
about access. And so things are unlocked when you're with the right person.
yes.
You ready to rock tonight?
Yes.
Sir.
So we're going to do this check-in. We know, and listen, I don't know if y'all seen the promos, nothing like that yet, but every time we start, before we start, I was going to know, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Okay.
because let me give you the background on it, right? No.
I'm
I'd be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you? I'm good.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Pick a number.
Okay.
Pick a number.
Yeah.
And so what we're talking about is, on a scale of 1 to 10, relationally, how are you? You know what I mean? Because we're getting in, we diving straight in.
We going.
I can't, listen, this is the thing.
I better get right. You better get right.
I can't care less how you are individually.
Right.
This is the thing. If you're good and she's not, you're not.
You ain't good.
See what I'm
You
saying?
ain't good.
So I'm gonna start off, give y'all some time to think about it, because we do this all the time. So scale of 1 to 10, I'm ready to hear the worst number in the world, because listen, y'all, we done had a rough week.
Oh, bro.
We done had a rough week,
Yeah.
but we still here. You know what I mean? And that's that whole favorite thing. So go ahead and tell them you've been at like a 1.
Baby.
One. Oh my. I mean, we ain't at the one.
I'll give it like a 3.
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 3.
And you're normally like a 9 or a 10. That's
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, what's up?
Mine's the gas situation.
Wait, what number did she give y'all?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain why I gave it 3, because me and RJ, we got in the last Friday, we got in the worst
Worst. Yeah.
argument
Yeah.
ever. The worst, like
It ain't never gonna get that bad again. Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
Like you sleep in the other room, I'm sleeping in our room, and we just gonna chill out.
Mm-hmm.
Like no communication.
For days.
Yes.
Yeah.
But y'all were still within the same house.
In
Yeah.
the same house.
Same
That's a win.
Didn't
That's
say
a
a
right
win.
word.
That's a win right there.
Word. Yeah.
That's a
Like,
win right there.
but
Yeah.
I had to come to him. I had to go to him Saturday and say, "Babe, give me a kiss. Come here."
And I did it with a frown.
Yeah. I had to tell him to get him.
How much energy that take?
All the energy I had. And everything I had.
All you had.
It just did. It took
Then couldn't even leave your brain after that.
Mm-mm.
No.
She don't want to fuss at me. She still want to kiss. That's why her breath stink.
I be doing that
You know what I'm saying?
too.
I was like, is it bad? Like, look, it was like raining that day.
Well, let me tell you where she got that from, because it was one podcast we had talked about where you said, like, if you just touch and affirm me at
Yeah.
the same time, you get anything you want.
But
I didn't know that didn't apply when I'm really mad. Like, disagreements are a thing, you know, not seeing eye to eye is a thing, but like when I'm mad at you,
Ooh, he was
like I'm mad
They
at
don't
you,
feel good.
that changes the
I'm
game.
pure mad. I just
All
don't-
those things that used to save the relationship, no, that,
it went out the door.
no, I ain't, it didn't exist. There was no door.
Oh, it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
I was like, babe, and I'm gonna be totally honest. I was trying to make up. I was like, babe, get in the
wouldn't have
bed. I was like, let's have some intimate
Yeah.
time.
Wouldn't have it.
He was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
You was one
it
of the
was
bros.
bad.
You was one of the bros. What's up, girl?
It gets to a point though in relationship, like where men, they get so hurt, they're like at a loss for words.
Yes.
Men that are at a loss, because we have vision naturally, we have plans naturally. I can tell you what I'm gonna do from A to Z from now to Friday with no problem. But when you hurt my heart, I get to a spot where, and if I have no words, at that point, it's just like, it's almost like I'm emptiness. I'm almost like a like dead man walking. If I don't even have the aptitude, the ability, the vernacular to be able to tell you, I couldn't even tell her in the regular words that I'm mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
I just said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So that 3, yeah, that's a real 3. That's a real 3.
I cried. I was like, babe,
Didn't care.
didn't care. Like on the other
I'm not gonna
side,
give you nothing.
Yeah.
it didn't.
You ain't
I
giving
was
nothing
just
for
like,
me.
I was like, really? Like, I'm your girl. You going? I'm
So,
playing.
Really
Yeah,
testing it.
So
Testing that lower low.
yeah.
Testing that lower low.
So that really hurt me to the core. But
But we here. We good.
You look at you.
We here.
The fact that y'all didn't leave the house.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because that means that y'all got something there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
There's a foundation.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, there's a low that you didn't go below.
Yeah.
Because anything below that low,
Yeah.
oh, that's catastrophic.
Especially y'all being
Yeah.
so fresh.
You know what I'm saying?
You
So
get
to
to
hit that low and then you ain't fall below that,
yeah.
that's everything. That means that there will be higher highs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if y'all can get through those moments,
Yeah.
Yeah, you won.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Cause I'm gonna tell you real quick, I'm good for like, hey, I'm finna go to the stove. Well, I'm gonna sleep in the truck, or I'm sleeping in the van,
Yeah.
because I don't know. I'm just like, I need my space.
Yeah. The only
That
thing.
ain't always the answer though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it gets to a point where like fight or flight becomes silence for men.
Yeah.
But I also understand that silence is a form of vengeance.
Mhm.
And so silence didn't do nothing but make the situation, 10 times
Yep.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're not even mad. Like, women don't get mad about what you said. It ain't what you said, it's how you
It's
said it.
How you said it.
But now it's like, because I'm not saying anything, that's almost fueling the things she wants me to say. Because at this point, because you're not saying nothing, I just want a reaction at this point to know you
Give me
still love me.
something.
Yeah.
Be mad at me.
Yeah.
So I know you still in this. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so, but vengeance is a form of silence. That's a bar. You know what I mean? So that's why I told her the other day, I said, I ain't never gonna get that mad again. I wasn't being facetious. We were still recovering, right?
Mhm.
So when I said, yeah, I'm never gonna get that mad again, she heard it in a way like, that's facetious, you being sarcastic. No, I'm telling you that didn't help.
Mm.
I now can look back at the situation with a cooler head and say, even my silence, you know what I'm saying, was negative equity. It wasn't sweat equity at that point, But I'm a little, I'm at the same number. I'm at like a 3 or 4 because when I do my check-ins, I'm normally there anyways. Because why? As men, we don't get too high. We don't get too low. We always got to be even keel. Yeah, we might be mad in that moment, but we have the ability to be equidistant, you know what I mean, to whatever that looks like. So I want to cut this off real quick. I didn't even realize that was on. I'm sorry, dog. I can do noise cancellation and cancel that out.
That man can do anything.
Yeah. But so I'm always 3, 2. Keep drinking, you good. 3, 2. So I'm always like even keel. Like if I'm like 2 below 5, that just means life. That means work.
Absolutely.
That means kids.
Yeah.
But
Don't mean it's the end of the world.
it don't mean it's the end of the world.
Don't mean I picked the wrong person.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so I assumed the first time she heard me when we did the check-in, and she's like, I'm great. I'm a 10. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I'm like a 4. We never talked about
We
this,
never.
but I'm sure on the inside, she probably was like, what you mean? I just
Because that's subjective.
Because,
I cooked. I gave you some.
Yeah.
House is clean. Why
Yeah.
you at a 4?
How you at a 4?
Because I can't afford to get too high because I always got to have vision.
Mhm.
I have to have enough room, enough headspace to be able to have maneuverability.
Mhm.
That 5, if I'm at a 5, it gives me the room to be happy in a moment and then come back to reality. That 5 gives me room to be mad at a moment and then come back to reality.
Mhm.
I never want to be too high or too low. So that's kind of where we are. You know what I mean? I just gave you explanation in real time. That's an example of something I told you we've never talked about. This is a real check-in. So tell us about y'all, man. Where
Yes.
y'all at? Where y'all at?
We said that we think we feel like at a 7 or 8.
Yeah.
A strong 7 or 8. The last couple months have been on a higher high.
Yeah.
We've been in agreement. We've been on one accord. Business has been flowing well. We've been on one accord with business, parenthood, our relationship personally, across the board has been good.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, there are days where you take
Life
a little
happens.
dip.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah.
You take a little dip. Expectations ain't met. You know what I'm saying? But we recalibrate because now we have a lot of foundation built up now.
We're learning
It's a
how to
lot of-
argue. We're learning how to
Yeah.
communicate effectively.
Yeah.
I'm learning
We
how
in
to
year
give
9
him
now.
his space.
Yeah.
Like and when we say 8, it's not that we're perfect.
Yeah.
Because just Wednesday was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Be specific. Yeah.
I think it was Wednesday. Like some stuff happened, and I was in my feelings already. And
Yeah, that was
I
Wednesday.
popped off on him. I
Mhm.
popped off, got in my feelings, and then he
Oh
popped
my
off. He got in my
God.
feelings. So then my brain was like, well, why don't you let me be mad at you?
Yeah.
Like as soon as I get mad, you get mad. You're not giving me a chance to get mad. But one thing that I have learned in the past few months is perspective.
Yeah.
If I let my feelings overrule my mind,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be popping off on him where I'm gonna chase him out the door like I have before.
Yeah.
But he was upstairs, I was downstairs. My heart was like, keep texting him because I was like, I want him to feel and know how I love him, but he already knows. So
Over and beyond all.
yeah. So I still cook for him that morning. That's one thing about relationships. When you're mad at somebody, don't stop doing for them what you did, because then that's crossing the line.
Yeah.
Like you don't take away to be mean to somebody,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, tomorrow y'all gonna be good.
Yeah.
But I gave him his space, even though it was killing me. I was downstairs watching TV, thinking about him, but I was like, no. Every time I react, he reacts, and it ends up in a really bad space. So just learning how to do stuff differently and not be in my feelings and my emotions, because it probably had nothing to do with me. Maybe at the beginning it did.
Yeah.
But then throughout the day, one thing is it's very important to learn your spouse, to understand what they've been through, how they were as a kid, because at the end of the day, the triggers and traumas are the little kid inside of you. And when as a spouse, you understand that.
Yeah.
When they're angry or when they're mad, you start to think, okay, is it me or it's something that triggered? But it's a learning process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love what you just said, because I said it on one of the podcasts I was just on. Like, take love out the relationship right now. If you can't tell me you love me when you're mad at me, or if I can't say I love you when I'm mad at you, then what really value does it have? What equity does it really have? It's easy to be like, I love you when I'm mad. It's easy to, whatever. It feels good. And I told her before, I'm not here to live off feelings, because your feelings and your emotions will mess this relationship
Go,
up.
bro.
It ain't even that. It'll mess this relationship up.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be within the ebbs and the flows of how you feel. That don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I need some stuff to be cemented. I need some stuff to be planted. And I'm mad at you right now, but what I didn't do, just kind of hearing y'all's story, if I could do it all over again, I should have let her know that I love her, even while I'm upset. Because now she has every right to question my love, even when I'm not. You see what I'm saying? Like, I done opened up a room, forget another nigga, you know what I'm saying? Forget another woman, you know what I'm saying? Infidelity ain't the problem. She don't know how I feel about her when I'm mad. See what I'm saying? And it's easy to be like, oh, I still do this, I still do that. No, but like, where's that? Keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? So I love what you said. Another thing you said that I was like, yo, that's a gem.
She be on it, don't she?
She be on it.
Her over here. Sweep with my toes.
You gotta
Sweep with my toes.
You gotta let your partner be mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something. I think we as individuals, we like to control the atmosphere. My favorite word, we like to control the thermostat. We like to control. We just controlling people. If the truth be told,
human nature now.
Human nature. Everybody. It ain't a man thing. It ain't a woman.
It ain't. Yeah.
Everybody wants
Absolutely.
to control there's fear.
Because we already can control everything else. Your
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
your phone,
Yeah.
your kids.
So I want to control you too.
If you're the entrepreneur, your job,
Yeah.
all that.
I am. So the thing about it is that, you know, we have to, in an argument or in a disagreement, we have to now be vulnerable.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we have to give up that element of control and say, gotta let you be mad.
Mhm.
I gotta let mad run its course. It ain't no different than a virus.
That's right.
You gotta let it run its
That's
course.
You have
It's
to.
gonna go away
It's gonna
eventually.
go away.
And this is the thing. We spent a whole week mad at each other.
Sure did.
But this is the piece. Had you not tried to force me
Mm-hmm.
back into recovery,
It might have happened a little quicker.
it might have happened quicker.
I might have
but-
came back a
but
little
because-
quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
But you poking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I try to like, okay, because last time we got into an argument, I said, "Well, I'm tired of being mad with you." So I haired up and kissed him,
Yeah.
and he was like, "That's what I wanted from the first. That's what I wanted.
But that was congruent to that situation.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted." And I thought this time, if I give him a kiss or I give him some intimacy, he want that. That's something that will, you know, get us back good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's gonna make us make up.
But it's different when you hurt a man's heart.
It is.
You know what I mean? When
Yes.
you hurt a man, let me tell you, there's a couple things you can't hurt. You can't hurt his pride, you can't hurt his ego, and you can't hurt his heart. And if you and God forbid you touch his money. You see what I'm saying? When you mess with them 4 areas, you're now putting me in a position where I gotta make a decision.
Mhm.
Is this good for me
Mhm.
3, 6, 9, 12 years from now?
Mhm.
Because even spouses, you know what I mean, relationally,
Mhm.
right? That's a business decision for a
Mhm.
man. It's an emotional decision for a woman, and I respect that. I'm at a space now where I said it before, life ain't fair and love ain't fair. I've already accepted the fact that we ain't gonna be the same. I've already accepted the fact that what I bring to the table, it may not be necessarily what you bring to the table. That doesn't make what I bring better. It's just different. But you can't mess with those things. And when you start messing with those things, you're now forcing me to have a conversation with future.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I was doing over those days. Like, wait a minute, this is what happened. What does my future look like? If this is going to impact my mind, my mental, my spiritual, and my money, we got to figure something out.
We got to
I
figure it out.
ain't letting none of those go. Why? Because you heard me say before, the little bit I have, what? It means
It means
Yeah.
much. Yep.
the little bit I got, it means so much.
Mhm.
My sacrifice is different.
Yes.
My ideology is different. So I'm not trying to see it different from you on purpose. I got legacy
I
attached.
got
to
some
this.
principle, ground, foundational things.
Yeah, I got seed in the ground that's attached to
And
this.
that's where submissiveness comes in.
Yeah, let him be mad. I love what you said.
Yeah,
Go ahead, talk
I
about
like
it.
that. I like that.
Because
Yeah.
submissiveness is not just, oh, you're going to do whatever your husband wants you to do. Like in our business, like Shaun has his realm, I have my realm. And when the boss needs to step into my realm, he does. But I know and I have learned to not get in my feelings about it.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, this is his vision. This is his dream.
yeah,
I said I do. I married it.
Oh,
I found something in it, which I love talking to people.
Mhm.
So it was either he was going to be working one-on-one with another person, which was I was going to be the third wheel, or I was going to help him to build the foundation to get our business to where it is today.
Mhm.
And then that way, it just gives you more things to talk about. You grow together. It's
Mhm.
super hard, but
Mhm.
if you can learn how to get over the trials and tribulations, both in the business and in your marriage, without quitting,
Mhm.
oh, God will give you the glory.
one of the most valuable things
Get over
in
the
relationship.
jagged edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things in relationship for a man, I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all game now,
Give it to him, Shaun.
is his dreams and his ideas.
Mhm.
You know, it'd be easy for me to say that I got insomnia because I can't really sleep. But I think it's not so much that I got insomnia. I got dreams in
It's
here.
a
got dreams.
It's a
Yeah.
Dreams.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm falling
Yeah.
because I'm really done sleeping. I'm really done sleeping.
Yeah.
Them dreams is brewing in me.
Yeah.
I got to get up and get it going.
Innovation. And I told her before, I said one of the scariest things I'm afraid to give up is my mind. It's more valuable than my money. It's more valuable than this. I love this house. I'm thankful that God blessed me with it.
Mhm.
But I'll give you this house before I give you my mind.
Mhm.
And
Your
I'm
mind
scared to
is how
trust
back.
you with that because I don't know how bought in you are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I need you to be bought into what it is that I'm doing. Like, and I don't need you to be bigger than the brand.
Mm-mm.
I need you to move with the brand.
Move with it.
I need you to move with it because if you get access to this, That's everything.
Mhm.
That's everything. Like if man, let me tell you something. I can pay your bills, my bills, and the bills.
Yeah, he said.
But my mind,
Yes.
if I give that away, I become a vegetable immediately.
Absolutely.
What happens when they say he brain dead, but he's still alive?
You ain't really.
You ain't no good, bro.
You take
You
my
depend
brain.
on everybody else.
You take my brain. What I got left?
Yeah, you ain't got nothing at all.
So that's the scariest thing to give up. And so I love what you said about getting involved with the brand, because even in our relationship right now, I'm in a space where, like, listen, you can either get on the train
Mhm.
Yeah.
or watch the train move past you.
Yeah.
Hey,
The train don't stop.
down me.
Wait.
Tell me you
It's a
heard
The
big
that.
train don't stop for you.
Man,
My
in the
favorite
very beginning,
my favorite part of our whole journey was when we were headed to California, and I was literally writing paragraphs on what to tell people on the phone
this when we first started,
when we
y'all.
first started.
It's like 2016.
I would let it ring one time, and I would hang up like, "Babe didn't answer."
We're on the way to
I
California,
didn't leave a voicemail.
and I'm beaming her in her
Yeah.
face like, "Are you serious?"
And
Yeah.
I'm over here like, "All right, let me write
And
down what I
that
have to
phone
say."
ring
Like,
one time, and you hung the phone up. Are you serious?
I'd be like, I was shaking. I was like, "What do I say? How do I sell this?" But he's got to trust me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm the first point of contact.
You got to give him something to trust, though.
In all aspects, not just in one, but in all aspects.
Yeah.
You gotta trust me as his wife, as his best friend, as a mother, the person that takes care of the house, to take care of him. Like, as a woman, we carry such a big role that we don't even know how many people we impact.
Can I back you up real quick?
Mhm.
It ain't a role. We got the role. Me and Shaun, we got that. You carry influence.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you can influence me, you can influence me to do anything you want me to do. If you carry that, I'm the role. I'm the brand.
Yeah.
That's me. I
Mhm.
got this.
When he said that, he
It ain't
told
diminishing you as a woman.
no.
Yeah.
RJ said that one time before, probably last week, when he was so upset, and it made me feel really low. I was like, we was upset. So this is around the time that we just like not doing you.
Now he's saying he's stuck to
And I'm like, what you mean I'm not the brand?
Yeah.
We have a check-in, so what you talking about? No, and he said something and it kind of hurt my feelings. He was like, I'm the brand.
Me.
I started this.
Yeah.
And I had to realize, like, you did, but I'm here.
But what you have to understand is I'm sharing it with you, my brain.
You're marrying into the dream.
Yeah.
And that's the cold hard fact right there.
Those are the facts we
Is that-
talk about.
Is that I can do this with any or everybody
But here's
because
Or by myself.
I possess what it takes to produce this.
Because God gave who vision?
He gave me the vision.
Me vision.
my job is to make it hard for the next person.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. I'm gonna say I feel you.
It's no competition.
Because the truth of the matter is I ain't trying to replace you.
Yeah, that's not the objective.
When you know
Yeah.
that as a spouse,
I ain't trying to replace you.
the downs aren't as bad, and I'm still learning that because when we have arguments, the last ones haven't been as bad, but prior to, it's the end of the world for me.
Oh God.
I already
So-
feel like
Like this moment. It's not. I can do it without you. We've already discussed that.
Yeah.
But that don't
But I don't want you.
I don't want to, bro.
I just want you to.
That's what I'm 6, 7, 8, 9 years in,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Yeah, I really want to start over.
Are
right
we
now.
here?
I will.
Yeah.
Are we
But,
here?
but I was like, you're not gonna do this. Who gonna do it? This is what I said.
Somebody, if you don't.
This is what I say when
Don't
I'm
do
there.
that.
Who gonna
Don't-
do it?
all right,
Who
that's
gonna
not-
do it? Who gonna do it? Who
Yeah.
gonna put up with all your stuff? And I say that when I'm mad, but my baby, he a good man.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't trying to get this good thing up.
I know.
One
He
thing
started showing that social media.
silence for a woman is silence for a woman is
It's
golden, because
vengeance for a man.
the less I say, the faster I'm gonna get him back.
Yeah.
The more I say, the further away he's gonna go.
I would say Emma left me alone on Wednesday. And ultimately what it was I had too many bad dreams the night before. It kept me up all night long. And so the next morning I was just so restless and she wanted something from me and
I
I
was in
couldn't
my
produce it.
I was in
I couldn't do it. So she started huffing and puffing.
Actually.
So that turned me up. Cause I'm like, yo, you know, you clearly saw, cause you in the same day with me, you saw how many times I was up and down. So you mad at me
Clearly
because I
I'm
can't,
tired.
huh?
Clearly,
I'm tired.
and that's
And you know all the medical issues I'm dealing with and all that, and you still putting this expectation on me. So my instance was, hey, I'm finna go. All right, bet. I'm finna go to work. You ain't gotta worry about it. I'm finna go to work.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then that just turns into the norm of the and then it don't get you nowhere.
Yeah.
But what we do know is if we let each other cool off, you go to your corner, I go to my corner, and then let each other cool off, everything gonna be okay. But when you poking.
My dad taught me this. He said, you got to learn how to put yourself in timeout.
Yep.
You got to learn how.
And when I was feeling go, I was finna leave the house. I done packed up my laptop, ready to go. Packed up my tablet, I got my phones, I got my work shoes, 3 days worth, gym clothes, everything I might think I'm on. I got it with me ready to go.
And if I ain't got it, I go to Walmart.
And when I tell you, in my brain, I was thinking of everything and everything to tell him. But I was like, and one thing I've learned, and I'm grateful for, in the hardest moments, and that's why I say we're an 8. Because me personally, I have learned to, when Shaun gets into his quiet place, I go straight to God.
Yeah.
Because I already know how I am. Lord Jesus, please give me peace. Please be able to just shut my mouth so I don't say something that's going to disrespect him, because I know how I get. Once I tell myself, Emma, you already know how this goes. I talk to God, I put my TV on, and maybe an hour or 2 passes before I text him anything. I'm like, you good? Do you need anything? I'm still going to do my wifely duties because that's my job and it's Bible.
And that's what she did all
This
day
is the
long.
piece, though. You got to make sure you don't go to God self-interested. Yeah, because you can go to God. I went to God and I prayed, but you can't go self-interested.
It can't just be by self.
It has to be in the likenesses. It has to be under the gauze of what's good for us. And at some point, we got to get to a space where I have to lose the selfishness in the relationship.
And you can't love your spouse more than you love God.
And so that's where it is. So when she finally let me settle down, because you know me, if I settle down, if you just let me settle down, I'm going to get my senses together.
That's
Number one, because I got good parents. They raised me good.
Yeah.
They raised me in the word. And if you just give me some time, I'm going to come back to reality. And listen, you can get mad. I'm going to say this on TV. I'm 35 years old and I still talk to my mom and dad. And to a certain degree, it could be kind of like, you 35, you're a grown man, you still talk to your parents? Yes. Why?
Absolutely.
Because you only get 2.
Yeah.
And when they're gone, they're gone. But this is the most important part. My parents, they came in and said, we are interested in him as our son, but if he wrong, he wrong.
Yeah.
And they hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And she knows more than anybody else that if I make my parents mad, that'll send me to a downward spiral faster than anything.
Yeah.
Let me let Ron and Robert down. So
It'd be a bad day.
It's a bad day.
It's a bad day.
I'm tough. I walk around tough exterior. I work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm buff. You know what I'm saying? But let me make them mad. Oh.
Because we're always we're still children. We're somebody's children.
Yeah. We're human beings.
Yeah.
You know.
So when you say that, so what I had to realize is everything. I think I posted on my social media. I said I'm in a space where I need to take my own advice.
I saw that one.
And my own advice is this. If you're gonna say you gotta love your wife as Christ of the church, and listen, and practice on your girlfriend. I'm gonna say that, but listen, that applies to the wife, but practice on your girlfriend, because that's not a switch that you cut on and off. Either you got it or you don't. So love your wife as Christ of the church. That means you gotta love your wife through rejection. That means you gotta love your wife through not getting your way. That means you gotta love your wife not getting heard. Yeah, because how often was Jesus forsaken throughout his entire walk?
We can't calibrate that.
You know what I'm saying?
So even documented.
So it's easy to love you when I'm getting my way, but can I love you when you reject me?
That's right.
Can I love you when you hate me? I'm talking about when you say it out your mouth. I ain't talking about what I feel. You literally say, I hate you.
Right? You just saying that, just I have a flashbacks of
you know what I'm saying?
Of instances of me and Emma when me and Emma at each other like 2 lions.
Like I have
2 lions,
I'm
bro.
very fiery.
Yeah.
And I have learned that it's because of triggers. It's because of how I was raised with my father. So when Shaun talk to me a certain type of way emotionally, I went back to that little girl.
Yeah.
Back then, I could not disrespect my father when he scorned me or when he said anything, but I got a voice now. However, you are not to disrespect your husband. And that's Bible. I've cut him very deep.
And we know what to say to cut people.
Oh, she do it.
We know exactly.
Oh my God. We're talking about slice to the tendon, bro. To the tendon, bro.
RJ.
Yeah.
RJ. Oh my God.
Half of them don't even be multiple cuts. They just one good hang. Got him.
RJ, oh my
Yeah.
God.
On God. Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of
Emma
people,
know how to get you.
a lot of people, when they see me, they're like, "Oh, she's so sweet. She's this, she's that, right?" But if you turn me up, if you piss me off,
And I done that plenty of times.
My clapbacks don't be as good as RJ clapbacks.
Boy,
And if I have a clapback, he got a clapback for the clapback.
Yeah.
For the
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that's my mama coming out
really
with.
good at it.
Oh, I'm good for the clap back.
But when we're arguing, I know how to clap.
She know how to go. Yeah.
And it took the last time that we had an argument that he walked out. That
It was bad.
That
It
I
was
said
horrible.
something about his parents to him.
Oh, it was horrible.
But that's it. That was the.
That
I was really done.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, I went over somebody's house for 3 days.
I knew I had crossed
Yeah.
the line.
I had to go.
But ever since then, because I love this man, I don't see myself with anybody else but
You
him.
don't look right with nobody else but him.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like
say that.
that's just
My man right there.
I appreciate
like
it.
longest
You don't
through
look-
everything. Through everything. I mean, we were 2 weeks in. I cut everybody off.
Mhm.
If you were my friend, I cut you off. I hadn't even met him, but I like God put it in me to know that he was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel very blessed because God has given me the strength to understand him and to understand his triggers and traumas and to not. At the beginning of the relationship, I think I did hold him to a standard based off of how I wanted to be loved, but it takes two.
Mhm.
Like you can't always be so selfish to be like, oh, love me like this, love me like this. But if he didn't grow up like that,
Yeah.
I can't be that selfish to be like, oh, well, I need you to do this, this, and that. But you're not giving him time to grow.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
one
for
thing to
both
communicate
people.
love
Yeah.
languages, but you got to give me time to learn that.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me learn
Because if
that.
it ain't second nature
Yeah.
to me, it don't
I need to
come
learn that. I'm
naturally.
gonna fail the test
And
every
then how
time.
you gonna play games and be like, oh, you only doing it because I said so?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still learning it.
Because
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I wasn't born that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't live that way.
I didn't get that to
Yeah.
understand that.
I want to say this. So RJ, he got so mad with me. He called this week. This was Sunday, last Sunday. He got so mad with me. He called his mom. He said, "Mom, I'm done. Mom, I'm done." So
Let's
she
speak to that.
like
That's a lower low. I know that.
When you gotta call your mom.
That's a lower low.
Yeah, and I told him going on that Saturday, I said, "Baby, I never want to get to a point where we have to bring our parents involved
Yes.
because I feel like they choosing. Oh, I really wanna-
The side already chosen.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, she gonna choose the son, and my
Absolutely.
parents is gonna choose me,
Mhm.
and we both could be wrong. You
But
know?
that's
This is the thing, though.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and I love that. You have to understand, based on the trajectory of my story, if I didn't call them, I don't have a secondary plan. I don't have a fallback plan. They're the only people until I get a wife that can wheel me back in.
Mhm.
That can say, you know what? And that's
Nobody else has that influence.
Nobody has that because I trust them with my mind on my worst day. Now that doesn't mean that we're not getting there, but that's the piece that they have that you don't have.
You know, wholeheartedly, they got it.
They got my mind.
So his mom said, "Jessica, I really like you for my son,
Mhm.
but he has some trauma and triggers that you just have to work past.
Yeah.
Like y'all both have to work past, and he gonna have to work past.
Mhm.
You gonna have to help him to work past." She said, "I really like y'all together." And she said, "Oh, I ain't say that about the rest of them. I ain't say that about none rest of them." And she told me just like that. She said, "But I want to get to know you, and I really want this to work." She said, "If this not for you, his traumas or triggers is not for you, just go out peacefully.
Mhm.
Just check out
Just check out."
peacefully.
But I really think, she said, it's not that bad. She said, you just got to give him a chance
Mhm.
to work past this stuff. So that plays in my mind when all this week, just work past it. Just work past it. It's going to get better.
It's the same thing over here, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It ain't no different over here. I deal with so many traumas and stuff. It really become like, wow, you know, you got a lot going on, Shaun. But realistically, like, yeah, you know, we all grow up different. And some people might pile up a little bit more than other people pile. I got some stuff that I'm still working past at 33 years old. But my wife here understands that, and she ain't left my side.
So what she understands is not only your sacrifice, but she understands your grind.
Well, I see the little boy.
Yeah.
That's who I see.
That's what she sees.
I don't see Shaun as a 33-year-old man because I know Shaun as a 33.
She respects you as a man.
Yes,
Mhm.
I see the
But she
little
sees
boy
the
when he
inside.
sat
She see where you hurt.
when
She see what hurts you, and she can trace back.
and
What?
9 years in, I can say, and it's getting me a little bit teary-eyed, I'm fed up with it.
Yeah.
I'm fed up with the fact that people treat my husband completely opposite of what he is.
Yeah.
Like, you don't give, and this is just men, period. We don't give men a chance to open up.
Yeah.
We don't accept man in their low moments because, oh, that's not a man. Or you know, oh, you're not supposed to be sad, or you know, you're not supposed to talk about your feelings. But it's just like when we raise our kids. If I don't teach my kids how to get over their feelings and emotions and help them get over their triggers now, when they get married, it's going to be the same thing. You're not breaking any curses. So it's our job to teach our children how to deal with those as you grow up, because if not, we're going to be sitting in the same place dealing with the same thing yet another generation.
I love it. Yeah. So you know, I always want her to understand. I want Jessica to understand. I want you to understand, because her, you know, that could be weird. Pronouns, she,
her.
those-
Yeah, all that stuff get touchy when you put the
Yeah. You said, so I said,
You
you
don't
said
want the comments to run rapid. Off of, oh my God, they're gonna shut off everything you say after that.
I didn't stop loving her the entire time. I just needed time to filter through my thoughts. And I, you know, and then she said one thing. She said, "Well, why don't you just call your friends?" I need you to understand that even the people I call friend don't know me like my parents.
That's right.
They don't know me like
That's
that.
right.
Because when I say the little bit I have means so much, it's only a few people in the world that understands what that even touches. And so,
Like SEO.
yeah, and so, like, you know, a woman will say in an argument quickly, "This is just stuff. It don't matter." But this wasn't your sacrifice. This was my sacrifice. And I'm sharing my sacrifice with you. You have to understand, I'm not just sharing, you know, a burger or some fries. I'm sharing my sacrifice. I'm sharing everything. I put faith on the line. I put my last dollar on the line for the thing I'm sharing with you. And for you to tell me it's just stuff, it ain't just stuff.
It's more than stuff.
It's more to it than this.
Yeah.
This is legacy. This is what I may leave my kids one day. You gonna tell me it's just stuff? That don't make sense. So when I say stuff like we see the life different, it's not that I see life better or worse. I'm thinking about legacy. My legacy is attached to this. You know what I mean? This gotta work, because I want my kids to know that the relationship is God's ideology and his thought process for life. But if I don't get this right, then, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing is, you know, a man ain't a man unless he leave his kids something. So don't call the thing that I'm trying to leave my kids, whether it be a brand, whether it be a house, whether it be a few dollars, whether it be, this is how I see life, because I'm a man. Don't call
It's my perspective.
Don't call my sacrifice stuff. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, at the end of the day, that while we see life differently, I need you to have value for how I see life. Because the only way it's going to work for me is if you at least acknowledge, maybe what you have may not mean so much, but what my husband has, what my boyfriend has, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I walked in the house, you know what I'm saying? It's the first time I'm talking about the public. I walked in the house 2 months ago with no job. Is if you at least acknowledge maybe what you have. Everybody like, oh, he winning, he killing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is still asking me for stuff.
Yeah.
I'm talking about folk literally like, can I get 3K? Can I get 5K? Can you help me? Whatever. Asking me for stuff. And you mean to tell me you just calling the little bit I got left stuff? That's the part that broke me down. Because the little bit I had left, the nothing I had left, I was still willing to share.
Yeah. I'm over here getting a little choked up because I can sympathize with you on that on so many levels.
Yeah.
Because what we do, we serve. We're in the industry of servitude.
Yeah.
We serve people.
Solution oriented servitude.
Yeah. You come to me with your problems, and I come with a solution. My whole business is based around providing answers to your problem.
Yeah.
So that's what my whole life is surrounded around,
right?
Geared towards. My whole life is geared towards figuring out the solution for people's problems, whether it's business or it's just personal or friends. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody come at you and they disregard that, it hits you a little different when they're not putting the respect on that to what you are putting out towards what your calling is, and they see it and they come at it as a lesser tier. I completely understand exactly what you're saying.
Can we take
It's more than just stuff, you know what I'm
take it to
saying?
another level? It's easy for when I respect you as a man, but do you respect what I built?
Right.
Do you respect the seed that I put in the ground?
And reassurance is so important for men too.
It may take every day.
I try to tell him all the time because, like, if one thing that he's told me a lot is like basically listen to understand. So when he tells me stories from his childhood and he tells me like what he went through as a child, now I have to dissect that and learn how to love him and love that little boy, because at the end of the day, he's not Superman when he comes home.
Yeah.
He's the man.
I'm broken down by the time I get.
So it's our job to take care of them. It's our job to be their nurse, to make sure they're good, to get ready for another day. Like, I was raised very old school. So some women might be like, oh, this and that. But in my household, my dad was the provider. He was the king, and my mom was the nurturer. To this day, it's the same thing. They've been married for 35 years, and I'm yet to see my dad pick up a plate from his table. That's how my mom serves him.
Perfect segue. I want to talk about this. First comes love, then comes marriage. Give us y'all story real quick.
First came,
you know,
baby,
give me all that. You know what I'm saying? Give me y'all story real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, baby.
Me?
We were just talking about this.
But you got that pretty smile. You got all that. Go ahead with it.
We were leaving. Was it Sheets?
Sheets.
Yeah, just now. Yeah, we were leaving.
I just going all the way back to 14.
Well, no, I'm going to that. We were leaving Sheets just now, and I saw Shaun. I was like, it was meant for my family to move to Georgia. It was meant for my family to open a restaurant. Because if they would have never opened a restaurant, I would have never been driving to the restaurant when he messaged me. I was driving to go work for my uncle when he sent me a message on POF, like we've said it before on the other podcast. And I was just tired of all the other dudes. Because I'm like, if I can't read your message at a red light, you telling me too much. Like, and then this one right here talking about how would you know if the man of your dreams was standing in front of you? I'm like, that's so corny.
But that was about the last message I was connected.
But here's the crazy thing, though.
Last of the last.
Here's the crazy thing, though, and I don't think I've ever told him this. Right before I met him, because I met him in May, the beginning of the year, I had prayed to God, and it's such a superficial prayer. I was like, God, all right, if they don't work out with an African-American man, I'm going back to my own race. Because I just had no luck. Like, I wasn't being loved the way I wanted to. I wasn't being treated the way I wanted to. So, right before months before I met him, I had a friend. It was nothing but platonic. But God showed me through him how I deserve to be treated, That dude ghosted me. God sent me Shaun.
Let me stop you right there. Because I heard you say he's not loving me the way I needed. I mean, the way I wanted. But what is it about love when you get the love that you need versus?
I didn't know then.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it meant. I just knew of how the other guys treated me.
Yeah.
Like, and they used me because my family has always had restaurants.
Being good to you is a form of manipulation.
Yes.
I just thought I'd drop that out there. Clickbait on that.
I'm just over here.
Being good to a woman can be a form of manipulation.
When we talked on the phone for the first time, I had just gotten off of a shift. I had worked all day. I was tired. I talked to him for 2 hours.
Ooh.
And his mind was like,
I was still in the barracks right here on Fort Bragg.
Like, that first conversation I had with him, the drive, the goal.
I was doing my wake up now. It's an MLM, wake up now.
Like, his mind, I fell in love with his mind before I even met him. And like in those 2 weeks before he came back home, I mean, I had friends. I cut all of them off. I just knew in my heart that he was the one. I mean, and if I could go back and do it all over again, I would. Just because I'm just very blessed. Even through all the hard times and the good times and all of that, I'm very blessed.
Keep dropping gems. Can you talk about being blessed?
I'm gonna put out there because I was like, hey, he ain't heard me say nothing. I'm blessed too. Look here, he was a blessing in my life. She is a blessing in my life. Everything I have asked God for.
Hey, Shaun, shut up, man. Shut up, Shaun. You a dummy, man.
He said, I ain't saying that this whole time.
You just put that little smile on that. Boy, you gonna take us all the way, guys.
Oh my god.
You gonna take us all the way.
Oh my god, like Prime's Child, he was on ESPN today. All you could see was his smile.
It's
He was
cheese,
like-
and
I
I
was
was
like,
like, go, Savage. Go, bro.
Nigga said I'm blessed too.
I'm blessed.
I love it, man. But I mean, I just I want you to speak more to being blessed in hard times, though, because we don't never see it like that when we go through the storm.
It take conversations for you to like pinpoint,
Yeah.
because there's so many of them when your wife is your business partner, when your wife is your life partner, and you going through stuff and people canceling you out, and it's just, it's different. It's hard to really even.
So how did y'all get in business together? Like, talk about that.
so
Which business?
okay, let me tell you how it started. So
Yeah, we started out washing cars, Favo.
so when Shaun got home from the military, it was the last of the dying breed.
Mhm.
Okay, we were detailing. Okay,
Yep.
he pushed me to get a job at Mac. I went when I was pregnant, and when I got off Mac, I would go to the location, full face of makeup, still my Mac uniform on, to
Washing
wash
cars.
cars,
Yeah.
and then I would go
Got
back.
pictures of it, bro.
Yeah, like it
Mac
was
uniform,
one
washing
thing-
cars.
one thing I'm very grateful for is my parents. And he's had to call me out on it sometimes because I get mad at them for what they didn't do. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Because seeing my mom help my dad as much as she did and still take care of the house showed me how to be a wife. So I'm not, just because I'm a Mac makeup artist, that don't mean I'm gonna be less than just because I go help my husband wash a car. That's our business. So if you don't like that and if you got crap to talk about it, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm helping my better half to propel in life. So then that was that. So then AJ was going to be born April 23rd. This was a whole month earlier. We had a dog. We had to wash the carpet. And then as soon as he finished washing the carpet, he came outside. He's like, babe,
Get your camera.
we going to start carpet cleaning. I said, what?
I cleaned AJ room, and I looked back at that carpet. I said, boy, that thing clean, boy.
Like a
For
Bissell.
a little Walmart Bissell.
With a
That
biscuit.
little professional. Babe, get your camera. I got that. I took a knee next to that little carpet cleaner. Before you know it, but we done created a little flyer.
Yeah.
I was cleaning carpet for $35 a room.
We sure were. We sure were.
And we all over East Atlanta cleaning the
Yeah.
carpet.
And then
I got serious about it. Went to carpet cleaning school. Got a little certification. Got me a portable, little Ninja, and then really stepped it up.
That's great.
Then we start doing the poultry, cars and couches, and we can do houses, doing the whole nine. And then that just turned into a cleaning company.
And that's where I had to change my mentality.
Because we start to grow.
So when he
Yeah.
said cleaning company,
It went from auto detailing
Yes.
to cleaning company.
but mentally I had to get right with myself because I'm Mexican. So when you think about cleaning companies, it's just a stereotype right there.
It's stereotype. I
And
can understand that.
And it's not respected as much because it's the help. But I made it a point, and still to this day, you're gonna respect what I do.
Shameless plug. I want you to finish your story. I've never considered you to help when you came. Like, you were family.
This is a shameless
No,
plug.
When y'all was moving made easy, I'm talking about what was it called?
Brand
new service.
Brand new services. It was never that.
Mm-mm.
We was connected from day one. I respected you. I thought
He said shameless plug.
You know.
Well, no, when I first started, because I was what 20.
27.
20,
I don't know when I met
You
you,
talking about the cleaning company?
Yeah, when we started the cleaning coming back
Oh
in
yeah.
Georgia.
Oh yeah. We was
but
young.
when y'all got to me, y'all was family to me.
Oh yeah.
To the point to where I, tell me if I'm wrong, but I trusted you with the keys.
Half the time I didn't even see him.
I wasn't even home like that. I just text her, call.
She just told me she was going to Mr. Edwards' house.
But
I had no
time
clue
we
you
even
were, bro.
Yeah, no,
I never even met you, bro. Never met you, bro.
Be going through whatever.
For a hot minute.
And so kudos to you, you know what I'm saying, and the space being like, the business is growing to a space where you didn't live in a space of like insecurity, what that looked like, because that could stifle business and things of that such. But you had vision.
Yeah.
You had a 3, 6, 9, 12-month plan, and it didn't matter what it took to get there. You know what I'm saying? And then kudos to you for being who you needed to be to him,
Mhm.
so he never had to worry. And then it would be times where I would leave and come back like maybe 15 minutes later because I forgot something,
Mhm.
and she'd be on the phone with you, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I never met this guy.
We just had our own
You know.
departments of the business, and she was holding down household cleaning, and I
I
probably was doing carpet cleaning or lawn care or pressure washing.
I want
And
you
so-
to know, though, I never saw you as like an auntie. Yeah, it got to a point where I started asking you for advice. What do you
Yeah.
think about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
you
used
know
to
what
get
I'm
in my feelings because I just knew when Mr. Evers didn't call me.
Oh my God, he was dealing
You
with
know, replace
I was
or somebody else,
I know, I did
came
something
in,
wrong.
yeah.
No, but when I saw that he was with you,
Yeah, she didn't get that yet.
no, I did act like a sister.
Yeah.
When I saw y'all's
Yeah.
picture, I'm like, who's he dating?
Yeah,
What
because
is she?
she was there from the beginning, yeah.
Like with his
Because the little bit I had so much.
Yeah, the little bit I had means so much.
She saw me back.
And she
when I
was in that sacred space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I know somebody, and this is where the jealousy part comes in, because I'm like that with my uncles, my dad, my mom, everybody.
Mhm.
If you have a place that I care about you, I'm gonna care about the company that you keep,
Yeah.
because
Correct.
eventually we're
Because
gonna
I
be
just
in
want the
this.
best for you,
Yeah.
bro.
So if I can't get along with you, but I've known him for 5-6 years,
Got a problem.
I'm like, Mr. Edwards.
It ain't gonna work.
I'm like,
It ain't gonna work.
but that's the relationship that we have, and him and Shaun have that relationship now too.
Yeah.
To where if he saw like a red flag in you,
Yeah.
it's a nice safe space to be like, all right,
Yeah.
but
Oh man, it's been good. She been getting nothing but good reports. You know what I'm saying? I just, don't let it go to your head. You know, they just like to smile. You know what I mean? They like the lip gloss.
Baby.
You know what I mean?
She had a conversation in the room, and she was like, she kind of asked me on the low. She said, "You see, I knew it was somebody because
yeah,
he didn't ask me to come over here and clean it alone."
I've never met anybody but you.
Yeah. I never talked about
Mhm.
nobody. Mm-mm.
There was never not spoken.
So let's speak to that.
I just knew because I wasn't called to clean the apartment.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I will say about Mr. Edwards. Once he has somebody in his life, he's going to give you the place. But you have to be able to stand in that place.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I've had to do with Shaun. Because half the time when I go out and speak to meetings and stuff, I'm the face of the company.
Yeah.
But the other half, people don't ever meet me because I'm on the phone in the office, so all they see is him.
Yeah.
So it's just a balance back and forth, and half the time I'd rather be behind the scenes anyways. Like I like being in the green room, tell me how the camera works, how does the lighting work.
Yeah.
Teach me about my craft.
Yeah.
I don't care to be in front.
Yeah.
I mean, now I do. I like, it's the third time and I'm really enjoying it. So, but I've grown a lot. And I will say this, that I'm a little sad to see my year 33 go. Because it has been the best year of my life.
What if I told you the 33rd year was when Jesus fulfilled promise? And while you're not a man,
It's a God's year.
It's a year. You fulfilling promise.
When I tell you I have had the most growth it has been probably one of my hardest years.
Yeah.
But because of the growth and the peace that I have felt when everything is chaos, you yearn for that. Like when I don't feel that peace, I'm on my knees. I'm like, God, please give me that peace back. Bring peace to my house. Because once you have that peace that is beyond anybody's understanding, it could be a whole tornado outside and you just like,
just peace.
Just peace.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like we all have to strive for, but everybody's peace looks different.
That's right.
Say that one more time.
Everybody's peace looks different.
I love it.
Everybody's peace looks different.
That lends me into something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about learning yourself in the relationship. Now, my theology on it is, and it's not, and I'm learning hearing you all speak. It's prefaced it with it that I don't think this is all the way correct. I think that there should be a more holistic version of yourself before you enter. But now that I'm hearing you all speak, while you're holistically, in a space of comfortness, a space of peace, there is room to grow.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to just be ever so careful to make sure that you grow with your partner, not adjacent to your partner. I think it's oxymoronic I think it's indifferent to say, oh, I'm just growing and evolving as a person. Because if your growth and your involvement is not within the relationship,
You grow apart.
then you grow apart.
Mhm.
Which means you were never interested from the beginning.
No.
That's right.
I was just convenient.
That's right.
I
Mm-hmm.
was just
You was
convenient.
convenient.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just so when I get as a man, I get worried. She'll tell you one of my biggest fears is being used.
Mm.
How long have y'all been together for?
About to be 5 months.
6 months. 6 months.
5 months
Yeah,
on.
It'd be like that, bro.
Yeah.
5 months
Listen,
on Sunday.
The fact that y'all got through an argument that bad at
Is that-
5 months
Yeah.
and y'all still here,
Yeah.
that says something about y'all.
So I mean, I just I'm so scared of letting that vulnerability wall down. Because once you get behind that, like, you know me.
Bruh,
Ain't nobody been
let me tell you something.
Ain't nobody
But
been
that
behind.
might be a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Because I have let that vulnerability wall down.
Yeah.
And I have let them come on the other side of that wall. And it's been used against me.
Yeah. And so when I
And
tell
it
you,
don't feel good.
when I tell you I'm scared of being used,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I'm gonna be good regardless. The lights is gonna be paid regardless. But as men, we struggle. Watch this. When we're providing a space for you to grow within yourself, and you're not adamantly and intentionally growing within the relationship. Because the truth of the matter is, and we don't want to talk about it, and it gets real and it gets egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying? It's talking about, woman empowerment. No, that's woman entitlement.
Yeah.
And so when you choose to grow yourself in the relationship and not grow within the relationship, that's for me the difference between entitlement versus empowerment. Because I believe that every black woman, every woman, period, should be, empowered. But I believe women of minority specifically, you included, is you come from a disenfranchised place. So I have no problem providing. I have no problem empowering. I have no problem doing it. Why? Because I want to do it. That's the first thing. And I get to do it. Every man can't do it on the baby. Everybody can't do it on the level I do it on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I do it real good.
Oh, that's on God.
I get to do it and
Yes.
I want to do it. But I feel used when I feel like you're growing within. When I feel used when
To
you're
your
growing.
comfort level.
You're growing in the relationship, but we're not growing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's gonna have to be times where you do what you did yesterday. You bring a sweater in the house for me, because it gets weird when I'm paying the bills and all I see is you getting nails and makeup and hair. Because help me.
I'm here
what I'm
with you,
saying?
bro.
And it's
Yeah.
not that I don't want you to be pretty. It ain't. But remember, I said to you the other day, and I didn't go past it. I said we're just in two different places in our lives, and I'm not trying to talk down at you. I'm just saying my mind is on
I'm
something.
sharing my perspective. Hey, this is what I'm seeing right now.
I didn't like that. I didn't like hearing that.
She
from
thought I
you.
was talking down to her.
I was like, we're in two different places. What you
But
mean?
think about it.
So and I've had to get to this point, when as a spouse you get to the point where, even though you might hear it as harsh,
I don't say it, but you don't say it.
yeah,
before.
when you can dissect it and turn it into a positive, like sometimes he'll say, like, you need to humble yourself. And I'm like, I am humble. Like, I'm the most humblest person you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
But that's just a wake-up call. Because I need, even though I'm not acting crazy or bougie or anything,
I'm catching before it
you
gets there.
always need that person that be like, all right,
You on back down.
because he has discernment. We're about to go to a whole different level. I need to make sure that when we get to that level and we see that dollar sign, you're not going to change on me.
Can I change that vernacular though?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to move this from black people altogether, because they teach us in black family, they teach us in church theology, you know what I'm saying? That whole Baptist theology, right? To be humble, and bump that. Don't be humble. Be present and be aware.
I'm on that.
Let me tell you why.
That's
Because
my
if you
whole
look at
point.
the definition of humility,
Yeah.
that means to think of yourself less than.
But
Yeah.
look at God, though.
You know what I'm saying?
He was out there like, I can do this, but
Yeah.
he did it in such a
He was
humble
present.
way.
He was present.
And aware.
And
It
aware.
wasn't humble.
Because he didn't give it to everybody.
No.
Because this is the thing. The woman with the issue of blood couldn't touch him unless he was present.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't have felt it. This is good if he wasn't aware.
That's right.
None of that has nothing to do with humility. It has
Nothing,
everything to do
nothing.
with presence. It has everything to do with awareness.
Mhm.
I'm aware enough to feel even with the person with
That's
the
right.
issue can touch me.
That's right.
He never said I
He's
was
so
humble.
far above that.
He never said he was humble. He said he was present
And he was
and he was aware. He said, "Wait a minute, who touched me?
yeah.
Who
But
touched?"
if you really read the Bible,
Yeah,
you can see some stuff that God was like us as humans, but he didn't judge nobody.
yeah.
And that's, I think, one of our biggest things, especially within couples. There's jealousy within couples too.
Yeah.
Like if he's doing better than me, I'm like, where's my turn? But that's another thing that I had to learn because my makeup was on a back burner while Moving Made Easy took off.
Find a way to grow the makeup within the relationship.
Oh, like this morning we were talking when I did my makeup and I was just doing this. I looked down. And the fact that my husband at 8 years stopped in his tracks and was like, your eyeshadow looks really good. He pays attention to my craft. He pays attention to what I do. He pushes me. Ever so often during the week, like, you didn't post nothing about makeup. And before I'm like, oh, there he goes again. But now it's like, it's that push because he believes in my dream. He believes in my
we
craft.
preach faith, consistency, hard work. So not posting is lack of consistency.
Lack of consistency.
Yeah.
So he has,
And I can't value the hard work because there's no sweat equity.
There's no sweat equity.
And
There's no consistency there. So how hard we really working?
he has brought out flaws and triggers that I didn't know I had. But I'm willing to work on them because, like you just said, it's going to grow our relationship. Because there's going to be a time where I'll be on one side of the United States and he's going to be on the other side. And we got to trust each other.
The only reason why you're insecure is because you found a way to grow within yourself and not within the relationship. I'm never going to be insecure if you grew within the relationship.
And that's
I'm never going to be insecure if you said, you know what, I'm growing the brand. But when you think, and ladies have a way, this is just my thought, of when they get in their feelings, they start trying to find themselves within the relationship. Yeah. They start trying to grow themselves, acting like, oh, I'm doing me. You doing me in my house. Don't act like you're not.
I will say this.
Don't act. Whoa!
Yeah.
Don't act like you're not.
Yeah. You're doing me consist of me.
Yes.
Bro. Yes, sir.
Come on,
You're doing me
bro.
consist of me.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Don't
act
push
like
me
you
out.
don't.
Don't
act
push
like
me
you
out.
Then you're talking about, oh, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Girl, the lies you just told.
Okay.
And every blessed believer shall
Hey, but let me put this on. As I need you.
I need you too.
So
As I need
There
you.
we
here's
go.
the thing. My aunt once told me, you don't need a man, you want a man. It's the same thing, vice versa.
Yeah.
You don't need a woman, you want a woman.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna make your life that much easier.
when two come together and it's God ordained,
Can I,
you have a home.
can I back that up?
Go back.
We ain't here to agree.
We not.
I'll make sure I'm clear.
We not. Go
Because
ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't want a woman. I need a woman. Because I believe, first of all, that was God's first ideology. When he looked at the earth and saw Adam in it, he was like, wait a minute, I'm missing something.
I'm going ahead and cut it off. I
I
agree.
couldn't even.
I agree.
Adam couldn't even sleep 2 days in the garden without realizing there was a necessity for something. I
Absolutely.
had to put Adam to sleep.
I had to
to
give him
snatch
what
him out
he
his
needed.
rib
Yeah.
because
I didn't
needs
even want to hear him start nagging. Because I saw her when
He gonna be bothering me if I don't give him
If
a
I'm
help.
going here, I heard you, bro.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
I want you, but I need to need you the right way.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna say, so this is the thing. We in relationship have a way of using the word need as a weapon
Yes.
when it's supposed to be a tool. And if we allow God to put us asleep, men, right? And so that vision, that dream that we have when we're sleeping and we tossing and turning and we land in the bed by ourselves, that's really God really messing with us. He's cutting things outside of the rib so he can send us who we're supposed, because I need what I got. I need it.
I'm gonna tell you this: when he's gone on a trip, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I cannot sleep.
Yeah. And we can't either.
And he gets mad though because
Yeah.
he's like, when I'm not here, you up, but when I'm here, you sleep. I feel safe.
Yeah.
The
When I'm
moment-
here, bro, 30 minutes into a movie, and Emma don't understand, we've been together for 9 years. The very second that you go to sleep, I know you sleep.
This is the piece. They call it spooning when they're not realizing you're just a grown rib. But you
my,
yes,
I know you right here. You sleep. But the first jerk Emma make, I know she
But
sleep.
cheeks don't even be on.
You know she's
saying
saying
right here.
Yeah, I be getting in fetal position.
Yes.
Yes, she starts telling you some stuff that happened in the movie that never happened.
They don't even
You
realize.
sleep, bro. You sleep.
They
Go
don't
to sleep.
realize- They don't realize how biblical it is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't realize.
Because when he's not here, I'm like, babe, can you cut the alarm on?
Mhm.
I'm not safe. I feel like I'm not safe.
Mhm.
I have to put pillows. I have to close the door. Like,
She'd be like, I don't need you, girl.
But that's crazy though,
The
ain't it?
devil, there's a lie. You need provision. You need security. You
Yeah.
need
But that's who it is.
Yeah.
It's the devil.
yeah.
It's the devil
I'd
who
be
puts
so
those
scared.
insecurities in you when we have fights to make you think and make you say, I don't need that person. If he's gone tomorrow, I go crazy.
Can we stop? Can we stop acting like the necessity to need someone is something negative?
Right.
Can we just stop?
That's what
that?
social media done
You
did.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, the empower.
But-
This is
You
what
don't need
empower-
nobody no more seem like, bro.
But that's how some people was raised.
Yes.
Yes.
Stupidity. Yeah.
That's how I was raised.
Stupidity.
That's how I was raised. You don't
Said.
want a man.
You-
I mean, you don't need a man. You want a
all
man.
you need. You came from me. Not,
But we
not
built to
literally.
need each other.
That's my
Yes.
thing.
We built for that.
Yeah.
And so nobody wants to be vulnerable enough to say that. This is
Yeah.
why when we was arguing,
Nobody want to be
I
wrong. bro.
said leave, but I really didn't want that.
He
You gonna be
did.
like Martin.
Just to stepping. Right? Because I really don't want you to leave. I just want you to understand you can't live without me, so stop talking to me like that.
I did that to him one night. I left the house and went to the store and fell asleep. And when I tell you,
RJ would have had a.
he went from basically fighting with me to, are you okay? When are you coming home? And I was
That's the
thinking
most
about
I ever
it.
called Emma in my life.
Yeah, and I was
In one
ignoring.
Yeah, it's usually the other way
Oh
around.
yeah.
Let me
Oh,
tell
yeah.
It's usually the other way around.
Silence is a form of vengeance.
It's a deadly weapon.
But I tell you why I did it though. And now it doesn't make sense. I did it because if I would have stayed, it would have been worse because I know me.
You got to put yourself in timeout.
So I had to make sure he was okay.
I told RJ, not to cut you off.
Mhm.
I told RJ one night, it was 3:00 in the morning, never forget. And we got into an argument. He said,
3 o'clock prime time, Shaun.
That's prime argument.
Yeah.
he said, I'm about to leave. I said, if you leave, I promise you, I will not be here when you get back.
I said that.
I said, I will. And I went upstairs. I went upstairs. I really did. I went upstairs in our room and I said, Lord, I'm gonna have to hold. I really have to hold this one because if he leave, I'm leaving. Like I'm really packing myself and I'm gone.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
the
get
power of the one up.
I didn't get home till 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's the power of the one
Now,
up.
probably
now
the only
vice
time I've
versa.
done it, yeah.
Now vice versa. Now I left, but something told me turn around. Was it 5 minutes, babe?
Seven.
It was
You give yourself too much credit.
okay. 7 minutes. It was like 12:45. I looked at the time. I said, "Now you know this ain't right," because he have triggers. He have trauma. So if I would have
You're
left,
abandoning him right now.
yeah, if I would have went 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, oh God.
Yeah.
If I
You
would,
don't even know what the mayhem would have been back at the house.
Ooh, my stuff probably
You
be
still would have
under-
heard about it.
Oh, I was.
He would have been calling, moving.
I'd be calling him and me.
Hey, I need you, my boy.
I'd be like,
I
Shaun,
need you.
I need you. I need a lifeline.
I need you, my boy.
And Shaun's so good with me. He'd have been like, I got you.
Hey,
I'd be like, how much it
Hey,
costs? He'd be like,
I
I
was
got
closed
you.
out the job we was on. Hey, wrap this up.
Wrap this up. I gotta
Hey,
get my
man, we'll be gone.
I
I
gotta
gotta
get
go.
my
Let me tell you something. I never forget. One morning, I said, RJ, I'm leaving. One morning,
What morning you talking about? It's
No,
a lot
babe.
of mornings like that.
I said, I'm leaving. He said,
We ain't no
where you want
different,
me to pack?
Fabo. We ain't
No,
no
no,
different.
for real. He said, where you want me to pack your stuff? And he said, where
Bro,
you
I
want
think I called
Wait,
you
that-
on
He called
That's that day?
Oh,
That's that day?
Yes.
That's
in
that
front of
day.
her.
That's
I
that
was like,
day. Oh, and you said,
let me know by 12.
You said, I needed to make a plan.
I need to make an appointment.
Yes.
I ain't playing.
So that's when he was
when I
like,
tell you, I already knew, and I was like, no.
yes.
I was too, babe.
I was like,
I was saying, I said,
I was like, oh, this right here. Oh, you think I'm playing? I'm ready to
I
go.
called right in front of her.
Yeah.
And put on speakerphone.
he said he had to show that I could make moves.
I can make a move.
And
quick.
but I was like, let me take my tail and go to work before I get put on the curb. Because for real, Shaun and Emma, we
Oh, he for real.
They
show
move
up.
made easy.
They'll pull up. Like a Uber.
The breakup will be hard.
The Uber
but the
furniture.
move- Hey, look, the breakup will be hard, but the move will be easy.
Oh,
Wait, the breakup is hard,
I'm a
but
big
the
fuck
move
off
is
of that.
easy.
Oh my God, that's a pose.
That's
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 what I'm trying to say.
the
I'm trying to say. I appreciate that.
Easy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You don't even know how many
Yeah.
divorced people I've been on.
Man.
Definitely when COVID happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When I tell you that is like the weirdest space to be in when you're
It is. It's
when
so
you're
awkward.
somebody that's separating.
Yeah. And then when they go into their vengeance mode, oh, I'm
Ooh.
taking this. Oh, he definitely ain't finna have this. Oh, she can have this. And you just feel like out of place like that.
Oh,
What do I do? What
What
do
do
I
I
say?
do?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, RJ, I'm just gonna leave.
Let me just
That's
sit.
when I left that one. I said, let me shut up before I be on the curb. And he was like, send me an address. And he texted me, he said, send me an address where to send it.
And your heart was breaking.
I was like,
He know what to do.
Yeah.
He know what to do and how to do it, when to do it. Yeah, he was finna do that. Oh, he had me on standby. I had to hit you back, didn't it?
That was a standing appointment.
Yes, sir. I had to hit you back.
like,
I said, "What's good, bro?"
I have a moving company on standby. I don't think I don't.
Don't think I don't. Oh, and he know how to use it.
Look, and they would have moved me. They'd have been sad.
Yeah.
But they'd have
Weapons.
moved me. It would have been what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting
It's
for y'all.
so.
I really am.
I would play that on my speaker.
So I got one more thing. Obviously, we got to come back and do this again.
Yeah.
Y'all
This
might
too
have,
good.
y'all
bro.
might have to come back once.
This
a month.
might be after we.
That was
Yeah,
it.
I'm with it though.
Y'all might have to
I'm
come
with
back
it.
once
This is too good.
But what I want to know really quickly, I got two things. This is the first one. Is marriage still worth it?
Yes.
Yeah,
In 2023.
yeah. In
Yeah.
2023, I can't really peak game on what the younger generation doing or how they perceive stuff. But for a 90s baby and what I want for myself and my family and my kids, I can't do none of this without a loving wife beside my side. A loving wife, a life partner, and I'm blessed to have my life partner be my business partner. I couldn't do it with nobody else by my side. I believe that if marriage is worth it still in 2023.
Mhm.
I believe so.
But it takes a lot of work, man.
But it takes some work. It takes more work today than it did before because at your fingertips is lust and everything else.
Distraction.
Distraction, everything
What you
else
used to
beyond.
have.
Yeah, what you could have, what you think you could have. You know,
What you think you worth?
Yeah.
And Jessica hit it on the head when she said earlier that somebody had mentioned that you didn't post her. And that made her think.
Yeah.
Social media will get in between a relationship.
Absolutely.
I told him before earlier, I'm like, why don't you post me?
Oh, she said that like early in the relationship.
Before to where he has supported his girlfriends. And I'm like, why you post her and didn't post me?
And you
Like,
yeah.
But now, if he leaves me,
That's his loss.
It's my job to make it hard for
That's my loss
him.
if I leave him.
It's my job to make it to where if he leaves me, it's some big shoes to fill, and vice versa. And I told him before, I can't be with nobody else because every time I'm with somebody else, I'm gonna keep. Oh well, Shaun did it like this, and Shaun treated me like this. And the moment I told Shaun I wanted something, and within a week he would have it for me.
Let me tell you something. Next nigga got some huge shoes.
Oh, there ain't gonna be none.
Hey, let me tell you something straight up.
On God.
But
both sides of his chair.
Anytime she try
On
to
both
walk out
sides
of
of
here,
his chair.
this is why she turned her butt back after about 7 minutes. I don't want to eradicate or remove her necessity to feel or to be upset. You have every right to be upset, but I feel like consciousness and upsetness.
There's comfort over here.
They come back and they have a way of bringing you back. I'm upset with him, and I want him to know that I'm upset. There's nothing wrong with this partner knowing that you're upset. But let reality set in fast.
Quick. That's
Don't
you hit it on the head.
listen. Because who you had
I need you to calibrate real quick.
real fast, because he might have been great, but he was also in an apartment. This is different. Life is different.
I need you to calibrate real quick.
Life is different here. Okay, you
Have
might
some
can
vision.
This is the piece. You might can go live by yourself. But
How
I told her
hard that
straight
gonna
up.
be?
I told her straight up. You got $4,500 you ain't even got to think about right now, and that don't mean here it is. That don't mean that I want you to pay half of that. I just want you to realize, let it recollect in your mind that you got $4,500 that you ain't even got to think.
Because try to recreate this without.
Yeah.
Because this is not a standard. Because it ain't like okay, you come over here, you got your own spot, you come over here, you go back home. I love what you said. I've created a standard because you've now been here X amount of months. See what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, in your mind, even if you go get your own stuff, it ain't gonna be like what it was.
It's not.
It's gonna be like, oh,
It's gonna
I
be
got my
something
own.
different.
I got my own. It's only gonna be good for 24 hours, and you
But
be like, I ain't got stairs.
Let me tell you, RJ was like, babe, we starting to argue. He said, is it better for you to get your own spot and I still
Straight up.
have this? And I was like, ooh, no.
That's the right answer. No, we're gonna figure this out.
But
Yeah.
and then I came back probably like a week or two later. I was like, maybe it should.
Go ahead.
Maybe we should.
Go
then
ahead.
I thought about it. Because I don't pay no rent. I don't
That's
have to
being
pay-
real.
You had to just be real. Absolutely.
Let's
And let me
be
tell you
real.
something. Don't we do the same thing?
Let's be
Because let me
real.
tell you what I don't have to worry about in the morning. A breakfast.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what my morning consists of.
Yeah.
You ready?
Dead water got piss water in it.
Let me tell you something. I wake up my certain type of ways. Okay. All right. But then after that comes a smoothie, a pure fruit smoothie. A pure fruit smoothie comes with that. I get me some good eggs and some avocado or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And then when I come downstairs, I got me a lunch prepared for work so I don't go hungry at work. I got me a fruit bowl and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's water
Everybody
ready for my cooler.
I love
Yeah.
it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a give and take.
So my thing is, why we keep saying we don't need, we do.
You need
Quit
that.
acting like you don't.
It's
Yeah, you need
Quit
that.
acting
And
like
if you
you
need
don't.
it, go find it.
And I love
Mhm.
doing it.
Yeah.
And he can tell you when we first got together, I was not a morning person.
Mm.
I'm talking about 8 o'clock in the morning. He waking me up. I can sleep at 10.
Oh, this one now fresh out the army.
I'm talking about fresh now.
Yeah, I wake up, music blasting, I'm going.
The past,
Hey,
like, 2
let's
months?
go.
Past 2 months, I've been waking up every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
past 2 months, I have consistently
Yeah, 5:45 in the morning.
waking up between 5:45 in the morning and 6.
Emotional. I hear her let the dog out. I hear everything.
Like,
I hear the
wake
kids
up.
get up. I don't be asleep no more. I hear it.
But I will say this:
Mm.
since I have been doing that and putting myself first, as soon as I wake
The whole
up,
dynamic of the house done
and
changed.
and I pray to God, I do my devotionals, I put my Bible out. Like me doing that consistently
Mm-hmm.
has changed me for the better of my family.
Which has changed the dynamic of the house.
Yeah.
So the peace
The
that
kids
I'm
see it,
bringing,
The whole house see
and
it.
even to the point where now before the bus comes, I pray with my boys in the
Yep.
car.
Not Javon praying.
Now,
Javon saying the prayers.
The little one today was like, "Mommy, can I do it?"
Mhm.
Oh.
So it's about teaching your kids, but I had to grow in that
With them
because,
first.
because if
Mhm.
and I can't remember, somebody told me when the husband and vice versa, when you see that person getting closer and closer to God,
Mm-hmm.
you want some of that because you start walking differently.
Mm-hmm.
You start portraying yourself differently. Can't not much affect you
Mhm.
because you're hand in hand with God. It's
Yeah.
like Mary the song. The when she gets home, she gets on her knees and prays.
Mhm.
You don't see that. But it's so essential and it's just like eating.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get that piece of the pie from the Bible every morning or whenever you do your devotional,
Compound interest.
oh, everything changes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Let me ask you this, man. We got to get out of here. It's a long podcast. A lot's been revealed. You
A lot of editing
you
right
got
there.
No. This is a lot. No, a lot of information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is the real.
Selective information. You got
I'm not even gonna cut out when I get up, to go do whatever you got to go do it because I think they need to feel the rawness of it.
that's raw.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? How the ladies be able to carry the conversation while we were away. I got one more question for you, and then we gotta get out of here. Normally I say 3, but what's one piece of advice that y'all would give just for this week? Because I don't want you to give all 3 because you got to come back.
Oh, we're gonna be back. You know that.
What's one piece of advice right now that I can use right now?
I'm sticking to mine, just being quiet.
Yeah.
That's what you got?
That's
what
my
you got,
biggest thing.
I got give each other space, bro. You got to give each other space. Like when that person say, "Hey, man, hey," when they put them hands up, like, don't protrude past that. Don't try to push past that because anything beyond that, you wanted that because they asked you, they gave you the warning, like, "Hey, this is what I need."
Yeah.
So if you don't acknowledge what they need, don't be mad about what you get beyond that. So give each other space.
Mm.
That's the best thing you can do.
And now I joke
You don't
with
want them
him.
arguments. You don't want them blow-ups. You don't want them kids hearing all that. Get that man in space. Get that woman in space.
And I joke with him now. I'm like, I gotta remember you're an only child.
That's what she's saying now.
All the time.
Absolutely.
I joke with him now. It's like, I gotta remember you're an only child.
And then over time, I really see how detrimental me being the only child is on my relationship.
Mm.
There was no sharing of nothing. And my mom worked 2 jobs. So once I got to middle school, high school, mom was a hit and miss.
Yeah.
So I grew myself up.
Yeah.
So now to involve somebody else on every beck and moment of my life, it ain't gonna happen over 10
And
years.
I'm a nurturer.
You know
so
what I'm saying?
As soon as he feels sad and I can feel it, I just want to be like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but
And I'm like, get off of
yeah,
me.
yeah.
That ain't what I
Great.
want, bro. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Want to get my food.
And then it come to when you ain't gave me what I needed. Now my voice is raising. Now you telling me I'm screaming and I'm yelling. But I've been asking you in the most calmest of ways.
And this is the piece. Now I done triggered you to something you done felt in the past when you haven't really accepted accountability of you treating me to get the same response that you got before.
He told me
Because you must have been doing
Yeah,
the same
he
thing
told
before
me
to get the response.
He told me that on Wednesday.
I ain't the trigger.
And
You
I was
your
in my
own trigger.
when I closed
Yes.
the door and I went downstairs because I was like, he's right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You your own trigger. I ain't triggered
He
you.
told me that on Wednesday. He was like, and I told him, I said, there you go again, raising your voice. But
That's what she said.
then I
And I said, don't you sound like everybody else right now.
But I said give me a break 5 minutes before.
5 times.
I asked you for a break.
So calmly, don't whispered it at the very beginning.
I
Man,
went.
just give me my space,
took
bro.
my butt downstairs, and I was in my feelings watching TV.
Yep. You
gave me the 5 minutes.
And I did good because my norm is to control or delete jet out the door.
And then the pizza comes. He's like, "You want some, babe?" And I was gonna be in my feelings.
Straight
I was
like that.
I'll get some.
You know what I did? I went straight to my office and said, I'm just gonna get to work. I'm gonna knock some work out.
I stayed in my room. I
Yeah.
ordered
But this is
pizza.
the thing.
Yep.
So you gotta stop putting us in positions where we gotta be the bigger person.
Yes.
Stop that.
It's
Like
not fair.
like
I don't always want to do that.
life ain't fair, love ain't fair, but stop that.
But
Yeah.
I feel that goes back to society.
It talks about accountability. At the
Accountability.
end of the day, men are expected to be accountable at an earlier age, and at the end of the day, women are only accountable if they choose to be.
Mhm.
If you don't choose to accept accountability
The
as
world
a
say,
framework
oh, it's
of your
okay.
life, at the end of the day, they ain't never gonna come to you.
Well, at the end of the day, sex sells, and a woman can portray it very well. To
You
where
go
she
buy a
can
push-up
whatever
bra
she
and do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
Full
up.
accountability.
I done woke up to you not looking like what you look like right now. I'm just being
You be telling me.
fine, but I done woke up to you not looking like this.
And
I done woke up to that.
I was.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you look good. But no, the only nigga that wake up like this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah, oh
only one that
God.
wake up
Yeah.
like this. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Me
You
and
know
the
what I'm saying?
boys.
So,
We wake up like this every day.
So what would you have as your piece of advice? Because we still growing. We're doing
Yeah.
What's your piece of advice? What you got?
You got something.
Got it.
I do.
You learned a lot this week.
Because this relationship ain't going nowhere. I tell you that right now. It's not.
Love him past his triggers and trauma.
That's right.
That's what I have. That's what I learned. His mom said something so great when she said that.
If I can cap it off, I'm learning as a man, every battle is not meant to be fought.
Mm-hmm.
And every battle is not meant to be won.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gotta win everything.
Not all of them.
I can win some things in silence and just let it play out over time.
That's right.
And forgiveness is not saying that you're right or wrong.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just a peacemaker.
Yeah.
And when you put each other's feelings on the front line,
Mm-hmm.
and as a woman, when you learn how to be independent in the right light, which is away from your husband, when you're with him, you can be submissive, but not submissive enough to where it's controlling.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm focused on winning, I'm literally creating more space of
Mhm.
recovery.
Mhm.
Because I've won the argument, but I have to now recover for some things because I had to say some things for me to win. And I said it on the other Real Records podcast. After I hear some things, it comes to a time in life where I can't unhear what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it taught me a lesson,
You say you wanted to end the podcast, man. Don't go on no more.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a big one right there. After you done said what you done said, I done heard that.
I can't unhear.
I done heard that.
And you apologize.
You held accountable, bro.
But I can't unhear what I heard.
Yep.
So I can't hear the name calling. I can't unhear the get out. I can't unhear the I'm leaving.
The stuff that I done said to you in confidence
Because all of that stuff now
is a
plays
weapon.
into the vernacular of the little bit I have means so much.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's one thing I pray for. I didn't mean to cut you off. Is for God to give me the ability to love him the way he deserved to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can love him all day long how I want to love him.
That's not what I want.
But exactly.
But that might not be the way that I want it.
So as long
Yeah.
as I continue to ask God and continue to go that way,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be okay. We gonna be okay.
So I want to say this, baby. We end it. I think.
We're gonna end
You
it
say
6 times.
Say, I just said something. He
Cut
said,
all that out.
no, he said, babe, he said, I can tell when you don't pray. He did.
I said that.
He did. He said, "Babe, I
I be
can tell."
deep over here.
He said, "Babe, I can tell."
2 3 days compilation.
He said,
You
"Babe,
can see it.
your attitude stinks. Like, I don't mistreat my man, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
my
we
attitude-
human. We
my
human.
attitude be like I'd be very
Mhm.
snappy." He was like, "But when you pray, I can
It's a
tell the
grounding.
difference."
It's a grounding.
I control the thermostat, but you control the atmosphere.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the
I just make sure it's hot or cold in this mug.
Mhm.
But the atmosphere,
Mhm. Mhm.
even in the most comfortable temperature, the atmosphere can still be.
It could be 74 degrees in here, but be muggy and thick. It could be some dew.
You know how they say in Georgia it's 80 degrees, but it feel like because
It feel like, yeah, because of
it feel
yeah.
like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Hey y'all, this
Yeah,
is check-in.
yeah.
This was the first one.
Yeah,
I'm done.
but
All right, listen. Like, share, subscribe. We thank y'all for listening to what it is that we do here. It was raw, candid. It was real conversation. Some things that I've never said to her because I need a camera to watch what it is.
In the cap.
You know, the camera gives us accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't attack me if I got the cameras on. We thank y'all for being on Moving Baby.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we also, you know, we're gonna drop her lower thirds in terms of her makeup business because we want to support her as well. Continue to watch and kind of stay tuned for what we're having in terms of Real Reckless. It's gonna happen November the 17th. It's a Friday night. Bring you and your boo. I'm gonna be dropping bars and gems about how to keep your relationship driving, winning, and growing. All right. We thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, what, bro?
Had a good time.
On camera, bro.